Come on. With a common denominator.
And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Let's talk about something important. Put that coffee down.
I'm not here to waste your time.
Everyone has access to the information. We just know how to analyze it better.
Where else are you gonna have this much fun?
You the man. Todd Father.
Show me the money.
What I've been doing, had to triple my bag. Had to triple my bag. Wow. Had to triple my bag. Wow. Had to triple my bag. Yeah. Had to triple my bag.
60% of the time, it works every time.
That doesn't make sense.
Well, it's no trick to make a lot of money. All you want is to make a lot of money.
What is going on? What is going on? Let us know. Make sure you can hear us. It has been about almost a week, 5-6 days since our last live show. Bitcoin has not moved very much, but some of our buy orders on other cryptocurrencies, including Litecoin, which I was about to say smaller cryptos, but Litecoin is a large cap coin, obviously, have been doing quite well as we've done a few swing trades on some smaller cap coins, but really we've been more in a state of hodl and accumulation. Ask those in Discord and Patreon. We have not been doing near as much trades this past week. We are doing a Patreon-only AMA event and giving away some Rapids coins to kind of make up for the lack of content for those who stuck with us for this month here, and it is a little bit shorter month, but think of it as a Valentine's Day gift. So welcome back to another live episode of Learn Crypto. My name is Nick Hellman.
I'm Todd Butterfield.
Now, we got a lot of things to talk about. Holy cow, but you need to make sure to hit that like button, share button, and subscribe button. And if you like free cryptocurrencies, don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section below. Question, comment, concern, whatever you want to do. Make sure to have your Rapids RPD wallet address or your Telegram handle if you are part of the Rapids tip bot, as we do draw a winner every single live show. And yes, that includes tonight for our last live show about a week ago. Somebody's winning 10,000 Rapids coins. Those are proof of stake as well, so you can accumulate those quite nicely. You know, U.S. pension funds are finally jumping into the fray, Todd, so that's looking pretty good. The SEC, people are saying the ETF is dead. Really, I think it's just another waiting game. We'll discuss why some are thinking it is dead, but in reality, I think it is inevitable that a Bitcoin ETF occurs. It's just when. I think Van Eck and SolidX is probably the best option. I think you probably agree with me there.
I agree. Yep.
And, it is getting pushed back. I expect it in the fourth quarter of 2019. That would be the final approval of that resubmitted Van Eck ETF submission. And we still got backed coming soon, raised even more money. We got ErisX coming. We got TD Ameritrade, Fidelity. All those are moving into play. And now the pension funds, like I just said. So I think we're getting started. And maybe, just maybe, Bitcoin has bottomed here. We had that price target of 3,000 to 3,200. We got as low as 3,124. Hopefully some of your orders and ladders got filled at those levels, because we are, we're feeling pretty good up here above 3,600. Litecoin, we were saying to buy at $20, $22, $27. We're feeling pretty good on that one as well, surpassing that $42 price target we had on Litecoin over the weekend. And then lastly, Venezuela right now is really serving as a great proof of concept for cryptocurrencies and how they can work to help stabilize an economy, help individuals, and really provide a global monetary system that is looking more and more by the day that might need to occur, as a lot of these third world countries are, really struggling from hyperinflation and failed governmental systems. And USA, we got the strongest fiat currency here in the U.S. That's where we're stationed. I don't know where you're watching from, but you can't just look over the fact that I think I just read that the U.S. debt, the national debt, is above $22 trillion, Todd. How long is that actually feasible? I mean, at some point, something's got to happen there.
When's that going to blow up and run this gold and silver and run these cryptos?
Well, let's get started. This is your one-stop shop for crypto and stock technical analysis, news, and fundamental analysis.
Boy.
Let's briefly go over what is going on CoinMarketCap. Not much. Market cap is $121.1 billion. Bitcoin dominance has slid a little bit with some of these altcoins, Litecoin, and others that are looking pretty strong. ICX had a nice rally. Aeon had a nice rally. Zen had a nice rally. So the Bitcoin dominance is down to 52.6%. Last live show, I believe it was around 53.4%, as we are having some outperformance in some of our favorite altcoins. Overall today, though, for the large caps, very flat. Bitcoin is above 3,600. Ethereum slightly up above $123. Now, I said last live show, if Ethereum got to $100, I would be buying mass quantity because they are going to have the Constantinople hard fork. We haven't heard much about it, but it was scheduled for the end of February. If that news drops, you're going to see a nice green candle in Ether. Now, we didn't quite get down there. I think Ethereum got down to $106, but maybe some of you guys did bag up around those levels, and you're looking at a nice jump already. And I'm telling you what, if Constantinople comes to fruition at the end of February, you're going to see some green candles. You're going to see a more scalable Ethereum moving forward, and you're going to see those media articles shift from FUD to fame, and I think you're going to get a nice rally there out of ETH. XRP flat, EOS flat, not much going on. Litecoin is down. Nick, Litecoin is the biggest loser for today, down 3.74%, but it is above our price target of $42. Massive rally, massive outperformance over the past week or so, and I think Todd's going to give you some information on why he thinks that could be the case for another leg higher here in the crypto ecosystem. Before we jump to Todd, shout out to the biggest winners for the day. MOAC, never heard of it. Very low volume. Be cautious. Be careful. Maybe just take your 11%, but I don't think anybody in here even owns that. Theta up 9.2%, trying to get back to the 10-cent mark. Maker up 9.
Maker, Elizabeth.
There you go, Elizabeth.
Was on that one.
It is starting to get some volume behind Maker as well, 2.3 million. That's a little bit higher than the average. I know this thing was, last time I looked, it was always below 2 million. So you're seeing a little bit more volume come up in there, and a nice steady growth pattern over the past 7 days. That is healthy. That is not a pump and dump. So this is one out of all these top winners that I think you should continue riding out here, and you don't really need to stop if you're a long-term believer in that project. All right, Todd, hammer out some technical analysis. Then we'll get to some news, some giveaways, and, of course, see what's going on in the chat box.
All right, we got the usual Bitcoin chart in front of us. The last show, we did have a buy signal on the software that was down here. We had to buy the day before the rally. You see down here we had technometer. I have the blue here a little bit below the line because during the day it was more oversold than where it closed. So we did get that buy live on air, which would have been down here at this 3,400 level. As you can see from the chart, we're back over here at 39.73 for today, almost down to 38 for another buy signal. We got a little bit lower during the day, so I really think that this is an impulse wave, and then we've got some type of ABC flat correction, kind of a little tight zigzag to go higher. So if you come back to the trading view, throw on some Elliott wave. I got the green here, 5 waves up. And then I've had this count ABC down for a 2 or a B. And then I think we're working on 5 waves back up. This could be the count. I mean, we'd have to stair step higher to get above. We need to get above the 4,200. So I'm guessing probably it's more like we're doing 1-2-1-2s. So we got to get this thing much higher. So it looked more like this, where we're in a 5 waves up inside the 3. And as I just showed, the technometer is nearing oversold. And then let's see if we go to, I'm going to show it here real quick because I got it in front of me. Here is Litecoin, that's Bitcoin, excuse me. Here's Litecoin USD, 38.08 today. Same type of thing. We had various buy signals on Litecoin, as you're aware. We've had this big rally on big volume. We've had 3 days here sideways, but we've taken the technometer from a 47 back here down to a buy signal again. So I think Litecoin will dig in here and take us higher once again. If you look at this chart here on the OP, back here at this buy signal, I had these arrows, and the OPs went to another new low again. So you're having major selling coming in while price was holding 31-ish, and now we're up at 41 and holding. So it looks like there's just big selling coming in and can't take it down. So, and this chart goes back for 3 months. I've been showing it. I'll bring it up here again when we come back. But with the technometer oversold, I would have to think we're going to work higher here.
I have a decent sized order at 39.76. So you guys need to sell a little bit more for me.
Let me
get a wick. Let me get one wick.
I think the low's in. I mean, we had this 40.22 or so.
I know, I just missed it on that.
That's Coinbase. So I'm guessing the low's in. This is probably 5 ways down, complex B back up, and then another 5 ways down. So, and then we're coming back here and we're, checking this previous 40 resistance, 40, 41. So personally, do your own research, as you always know, but I think Litecoin's going to dig in from here.
I'll tell you what, I'm liking those
higher.
other buys we gave live on air, and those aren't even the best ones. If you scroll even more, there you go.
Yeah, there's the last
that
four
lowest
that
buy.
had.
We used the counter indicator there. People were calling for $5 Litecoin, so we had to start buying around $20. I mean, once everybody starts talking crazy like that, the sentiment is too far in one direction, and usually if you trade against the crowd, that's when you're going to win most of the time. So don't be a sheep in this ecosystem. Don't follow the herd. Instead, take a step back, evaluate, and if you're a long-term believer, when people start talking crazy talk like $5 Litecoin when we're sitting around $20, you should have been buying, and you actually had about a week there all in that range off that buy signal down there.
And then this is also when let's go back. This is the Litecoin shorts that I've been showing. This is when everybody was bearish and the shorts went ballistic. And then I mentioned this back here, and then shorts went ballistic again before this big rally, right? This is before we was live last time. So everyone's fighting this rally. So, and you're still sitting here at really elevated levels of shorts, which is why I think you still got to keep subdividing higher. And the green line is longs, and the longs have came off here. People were scared of the sell-off. Shorts have came off a little bit because they got it shoved in them on the rally from 32.50 to 47. So I think that chart still looks higher. You can go back, obviously. I don't know if Peter Brandt did it, called this a head and shoulders bottom.
I was kind of talking about that. You said you don't really trade off of those. We were talking about that with Discord, that could be a reversal pattern. That's where we got, you had the $42 price target. I had the $42 price target kind of off that measured move, if that was in fact inverse head and shoulder with the from the neckline there. And, of course, it gave back those gains. I didn't even get filled because it only went up to like 41.50, but played out pretty well. Somebody asked on this recent rally if you think that looks like a head and shoulders up there on Litecoin. And before you answer, I know you don't really do head and shoulders. Even if you think that is, if you kind of look at that green line where we're at now, that's kind of the neckline, and you almost got that measure move down to that $40 wick anyways. So I think that could have already been completed.
Yeah. I don't follow that as a head and shoulders. And I think really if you go back, throw a Wyckoff on this, I mean, here would be a selling climax, automatic rally, a secondary test. This is where the shorts went ballistic. And then just trading range type action. This is an up thrust. And then come down, test the lows again. A lot of times preliminary support is where you catch support over on the right side. And then this would be a sign of strength. You could say jumping a creek. Just definitely taking out downtrend lines. And then now jump that 40 level and backing up to it. So, as I said, I mean, we've had good buys here, but I'd say we're at a buy right now. So.
Shout out to John Sullivan for hitting the subscribe button. And then, of course, GreenZen99 is in here saying Litecoin at $38. That's kind of that last resistance there. And that's really where you don't want to see Litecoin go below or the whole constructive chart kind of falls apart at those levels.
Yeah, 38,
so if you bought at the lows and you kind of want to protect yourself, maybe if you want to do some kind of stop down there, you really don't want to see it go below that level.
I wouldn't want to see 36.76, I guess, for if you're overextended, et cetera. But again, I keep saying, I mean, I think we're making major lows here in the cryptos. So I think if you're trying to accumulate, hopefully you picked up a little bit down here and then just, I think you still got to try to hold it. NEO, I want to show it here because it's starting to look a little bit better here in the last day or so. That one doesn't look too bad. And then Ethereum wasn't doing much, and now you can see down here it's kind of came alive and holding gains here. I mean, that thing could run here pretty quick again too, I think. Because shorter term, it just keeps spiking higher. So those are still looking good. So and then I want to go back. This is GDX. Everybody knows I've been on the metals. Let's go to the 9-month. I did add on. Thank you, Chris K9 there. This is all classic Wyckoff. I did catch this buy here before the big 10-12% rally. I did give a buy 2 days ago. You can see Technometer gave us this buy and then gave us another one 2 days ago. We're a little bit lower. We closed weak today. But I guess I think same thing here. We're going to dig in and look for that 26 level. So I think gold and silver is good right here, right now.
Perfect. Well, let me grab some news and do this giveaway, and then we'll go back to the charts. That was a good chart session, though, on the large cap cryptos. Maybe we can come back and take a look at some of your guys' favorite smaller cryptos or ones that are still in the top 100. Once the software is completely 100%, that's when, again, we can pop over the chat and you guys just spit fire, name all those cryptocurrencies, and we'll take a look at the chart, and I'll kind of give you my fundamental opinion off the top of my head as well. So first, U.S. pension funds take the plunge on crypto investing. This is pretty big news. This means some of those institutional players and high net worth individuals, pension funds usually are looking for diversifiers, but really looking for safe investments. And the fact that they're taking the plunge to diversify in crypto, which some people see as illegal, speculative, not something high risk, volatility, I think shows the fact that, number one, cryptos are becoming more legitimate. Number two, that smart money knows the big dogs are going to come into this ecosystem. And number three, that the price levels of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are starting to look appealing. You're looking at almost a 7x off the highs on Bitcoin alone, and you're looking at 10x, 25x's on some of these smaller cap coins. You're 80% off the high, 82% off the high off Bitcoin, 85% off the high off some of these other large caps, and 90% off the high on these smaller cryptocurrencies. There's a lot of potential there, and I think some smart money is starting to see that. Morgan Creek Digital has scored what it says is probably the first investment in the crypto asset universe from a U.S. pension fund. 2 pension plans in Fairfax County, Virginia, are anchor investors in a new $40 million venture capital fund. According to a statement from the company, other investors include an insurance company, a university endowment, and a private foundation. So a nice wide array of individuals who are saying, man, it is time to get into the game. Many institutional investors, which crypto enthusiasts believe will be drawn to digital assets because of their volatility and potential outsized gains, have been deterred by market manipulation and lack of regulation. We're starting to see a lot more regulation come into the space, not only here in the United States, but also globally. And the manipulation hopefully will go down as a lot of whales and sellers are really kind of making these decentralized ecosystems even more decentralized by spreading the wealth out to various holders. The Virginia Pension Fund joins a handful of institutions to invest in crypto in the crypto world, including Yale University, the second largest endowment in higher education that invested in digital assets fund last year. Popliano said his new fund is structured like a traditional venture capital fund that will invest in the equity of companies in blockchain and digital assets industry. The fund will also hold a small percentage of its value in liquid cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin. Quote, there is a belief in the institutional world that if the industry will be around for a long time means 5, 10, 20, multiple decades, it will be very valuable. The smart money is not distracted by price, but looks at the long-term trends and believes they're betting on innovation as a great way to deliver risk-mitigated returns. You might have the opportunity at these levels to be buying the next Apple, the next Amazon, the next Google. After the NASDAQ had his bubble, the strong ones survived, and we have seen multiples of those original what everybody thought was the highs in the bubble. We are much higher than those current levels. So overall, why is this a big deal? It's not a big deal because of this exact investment. Because again, they said they're investing in blockchain companies, not so much the cryptocurrencies themselves, even though they are going to put a little bit of fun. Probably, I would say 10% of the assets, maybe $3 million into Bitcoin and large cap cryptocurrencies. But really what it tells you is that these big players are starting to be keen on the innovation, the tech of blockchain technology, and are starting to dabble their toes into the crypto space at these levels, even with no finite regulation yet from the U.S. as far as an ETF is concerned. Bakkt hasn't launched yet. ErisX hasn't launched. But if you are a believer like myself that those are all coming, then that is why we have been buying at these lows instead to accumulate at what we said would be a low price target of 3,000 to 3,200 Bitcoin. And so far that has paid off. For those of you who had I don't know if you want to press the balls of steel button over there to accumulate.
I've got balls of steel.
Oh, yeah.
Let's do the giveaway from the last live show. Here it is. This was it. If you guys don't participate in these, you are just silly. All you got to do is make sure to like the video you're watching, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and then leave your Rapids wallet address with a comment in the comment section below, or your Telegram handle if you participate on their Rapids tip bot on Telegram. If you don't, that is the easiest way to get your free coins, easiest way to spend RPD. And we like to give back to this community, so let's go ahead and paste that in there. Only 25 unique commenters. That is low. That is ridiculous. Todd, did you put your name in there? Because you could have won some RPD.
No.
Here's the winner of some free crypto. I said that, and look who won.
That's great.
Well, let's pick another one.
I'm gonna buy a lottery ticket.
That happened twice in a row.
Right.
That happened twice in a row. That's crazy. John Roberts, wake up. Something happened at John Berg 17. If you are in the Rapids Tip Op group, go over there because I'm going to toss it back to Todd. You'll see that we actually pay out our winners here. And thanks for participating. It's that simple. Be an active community member. Tune in live. Watch us recorded. And you can win some giveaways. Spread the word, guys. We are slowly picking up some subscribers, but we hope to be a big dog at one point. We think we give out some pretty good information, and you guys have made a lot of money off of it and positioned yourself well. Obviously, we started the show in a bear market, but we are powering through, trying to continue to put out some content. If you like what we do, and you want more of this content, check out our Patreon as well to get some nice perks over there and join that private Discord room where we're available 24/7. All right, Todd, take the screen back. I'm flipping it to you. Go over some charts. What we got?
Over BNB. I know that's one that got asked about in the Discord back here when it was doing the $788. With the chart here, there wasn't much to add. All I had said then was, when you do Wyckoff, you want to be long the strong coins. So we were bullish Bitcoin, bullish Litecoin, and this thing, as you look at the chart here, again, we had just went through resistance to 720 or so. It looked like it was going to go higher. That's what it's done. I would guess it still leads higher. Technometer's 44. Not a buy signal. We never did get, even down here at the 610 lows, $6 lows, we had a 42 on the technometer. So nothing there really to stand out at you. Let's let the BTC chart load. But I think BNB works higher. That's the, let's go to the 4 hour and look at it. So that's a little longer term picture, BNB USDT. So there's going to be resistance here at this triangle. So that's why I stopped it at 997. I think I'll probably have to spend a little bit of time here and collect itself, and then probably run through that, run through $11, and run through 1150. So that would be my thoughts there. Here's the Dow Jones again. I keep showing this. I'm short a little bit on the Dow Jones. It's not playing well. We just had the last 4 or 5 days up here again. I still think somewhere here we're going to pick this A-wave top. I took some small losses on shorts. Probably going to implement them again somewhere here shortly. They're saying this rally has been caused totally by stock buybacks, so which they're trying to limit a little bit in the future. But everybody has sold the lows, and companies have bought huge stock buybacks to run us right back up for the year nicely so far. So, but I think we got still a lot of sideways here on the U.S. stock market. And there's Bitcoin at 36.23. So, Litecoin trading 41.91. So
let's go over to the chat box for a little bit. Hilton Stone says, I hold some LTC and XMR, but no ZEC. I believe it will be tempting for corporates to have the tech of ZK snarks. The option to have zero knowledge will be tempting. Well, I don't really prefer ZEC either. For a privacy coin, I would go with XMR. Also, if corporates, like you're saying, are interested in ZK snarks, I don't think they'll be only interested in cryptocurrency, but really a privacy and ZK snark ecosystem, which then I think you will be looking at Horizon with Zen. Zen is their cryptocurrency, their private cryptocurrency. It has the optionality like ZEC. So you might be like, oh, you're being hypocritical there. You don't like it on ZEC. Well, it's because Zen isn't just a cryptocurrency, but it creates the entire ecosystem. They are looking for a multi-tiered node ecosystem with proof of stake and proof of work. They're also working on private chatting applications, private data centers, as well as many others. So they have many projects that are all going to use this ZK Snark and privacy technology to really create that nice ecosystem where Zen, the privacy coin, which you can compare to Zcash, is actually utilized to run all of those applications or dApps, whatever you want to consider them. So I think you might be onto something there, but I think they're going to really look for more products in an ecosystem, which I think you can find using ZK Snarks if you really like those within Horizon. Also, Horizon is a much smaller market cap, so I think your upside potential is higher there. Although it does come at a higher risk, you can offset that with some proof of stake where you can get a secure node or a super node if you're a small or large holder and offset some of that risk by accumulating Zen on a daily basis. Just my opinion.
I want to say, too, tomorrow's Valentine's Day, so probably we're not going live. I'm meeting up with Carrie, and we got some other things going on. I got a couple meetings, some other business we're trying to do here. And I don't know whether Nick's going to be with his lovely girly friend or what.
We'll see.
So we might not make it live unless something major happens, but probably not going to be here tomorrow.
Somebody wants you to look at the ADA chart when you get a chance.
Yep,
I'm going to
I
go
got
over
that.
another news article, so you get that ready. And then Elizabeth said Stellar Lumens has been making her nauseous, one of her biggest bags, long-term hodler. I would say to continue to hodl and accumulate. They're not going away. Their chart is not looking too hot. They have not had any news or reaction. About a week ago, I think it was about these levels, slightly higher levels. I was saying, I'm looking to buy here because historically on the weekly it was a good time to buy, and I thought news was coming. I still think we're going to get that news, either a Coinbase listing or something major. It has been too quiet for too long with Stellar Lumens. They have too much volume, too much of a market cap to be sitting this dormant for too much longer. So if you keep saying you're long-term on it, I know it hurts. It's been lagging, a lagging crypto right now over the past couple of weeks. But if you're long, I would say just keep hodling or try to average down your cost depending on when you bought it and go from there.
Yeah, because what Peter Brandt said was going to zero about the same time all that was going on.
Exactly.
He likes to jump on trends kind of late.
And then the Outlaw Preacher says, Nick, not worried, bro. Walgreens opens late. That's where you get the best Valentine's gift. You go to that aisle where everything you see is red. You grab a couple things, go up $25, throw it on the rewards card. You're good to go.
You're probably going to grab those chocolates you saw downstairs on the way out. Give her some chocolates I got.
Let's take a look at this next news article. Arcane. I would use archaic. SEC rules may kill chances of Bitcoin ETF in 2019. At least that is what the Crypto Mom says.
Crypto Mom.
The chance of Bitcoin exchange traded fund or an ETF gaining approval this year is starting to slip away. I kind of disagree with that. We have 240 days from the reinstatement, which would put you in Q4 of 2019, where I think it will become a reality. But Securities and Exchange Commissioner Hester Pierce yet again downplayed the prospect of a Bitcoin ETF on Tuesday, known as Crypto Mom, for her unwavering support for Bitcoin. She blamed arcane rules at the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, for the long delay. Quote, "We have applications. Those are subject to a very specific time frame where we have to act within a certain amount of time. And so that's what it's going to depend on. And those are very arcane rules as to whether it happens or not, so I cannot speculate on the timing." Notice she says on the timing, meaning even she thinks it is going to come. She's just not sure about the timeline for the Bitcoin ETF. The approval of a Bitcoin ETF is widely seen as the next major trigger for a price rebound. The ETF would provide institutional investors with an easy way to get exposure to the crypto market. The best hope for approval currently lies in the proposal from VanEck Solid X. We've been on this one for a while. The VanEck Solid X ETF is also physically settled, just like backed and just like ERX. That is what brings a nice value prop to the future prospective prices of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency, as they do have finite supplies. And if that demand continues to surge, finite supplies, we got the Litecoin halving occurring soon, we got the Bitcoin halving occurring soon. That all lies for a nice bull rally over the coming years. Unfortunately, the CBOE pulled the application in January due to the government shutdown here in the United States, but the team has now resubmitted the application and will embark on the long journey to approval or rejection. It will get multiple tries, but really, realistically, the final approval or rejection will occur in 240 days from that resubmission, which did occur about, a couple weeks ago. So you're looking at fourth quarter of 2019 possibility there. Overall, not too much New news here. Nothing too major, nothing too, the headline would make you feel like, oh, ETF's never going to happen. But we got, the head here, the exchange commissioner, Hester Pierce, being pro-Bitcoin, has always been pro-Bitcoin, and really with her quote here leading to not if, but a when for this Bitcoin ETF. What do we got? I heard a little snicker. What's going on in the chat room? Is Gary O'Connell in here or something?
Plastic wrap tube of water at the base, roses.
Narudin Jan says, any news about ETF? Well, if you're still watching, you just heard it. No major update. If you didn't know the timeline, we've talked about it here on the show, but it looks like you're new. After they're resubmitted, about every quarter, they'll be up for approval or rejection. I assume it's going to get rejected a few times, and then the final approval, in my opinion, will occur in the fourth quarter of 2019. I think before then, we're going to have other big macro things happening. I think Bakkt will get launched. I think ErisX will get launched, and I think you're going to start having some custody solutions even before this Bitcoin ETF occurs. So you might miss the boat for those of you waiting to hit that buy button when the BTF approval happens.
Gary O'Connell said he made a bunch of money on my Litecoin call, so he was coming in to throw some at
That's
us.
what I was waiting for. Are we going to get a super chat?
He's probably asleep.
We need something.
He missed us the last couple of
I
nights.
can't buy any more cryptocurrencies with the amount of traffic we've been getting lately in these stagnant times. And shout out to Eric. It looks like you're new to the channel as well, saying excellent video. We'll keep tuning in, my friend. We like to be the one-stop shop for crypto and stock, TA, FA, and news. What you got, Todd? You got any charts to look at?
I mean, I got Ethereum up here. It was kind of the same chart as Bitcoin. We had the lower lows in the OP. We had the oversold technometer, not quite down to 38, but getting close. Then we had the big run on good volume. So right now we're neutral. So same thing I think will hold here and then work higher. In the software, as you can see, I mean, the 5-minute charts work perfectly. We're having a few issues with the daily, but I'm not having them fix it because the API provider did make the changes, finalized them a couple days ago. The developers now are making changes on the server. And this change should make everything way easier, way more reliable. So I'm still excited about where we're setting for the software because it was having trouble bringing in all the exchanges, but the API guy has fixed that. And we're going to have 96 exchanges, volume coming into all this software still here shortly. So looking forward to that. And then again, I'm going to try to go live during the day. When these things heat up, we're going to
take a look at the ADA chart?
A lot more. Yeah, I got the ADA over here on TradingView. Same type of thing. We had the 5 waves up, like I showed on the Bitcoin chart. So I think that's a 1 or an A. And then we had an ABC down, ABC back up, and then probably 5 waves down. And that's classic Elliott wave there, if you do Elliott wave. With Wyckoff, same type of thing. I mean, if you're bearish, this is an A up, this is a B. We could run up one more time. I know a lot of people are saying Bitcoin will go to 4,500, 5,000, and fall to 1,800. It's easy to say that now. I guess I'm not in that camp yet. I'm anxious to see if this rally can get started here and if any real volume comes in. Because I think we'll still climb a wall of worry on the way up here. So whether it's ETF news or nothing, we really haven't had any good news here. And, things are still trying to make lows and work higher. So I think that's still the case. So on ADA, I mean, I'd buy ADA here with the...
There is a high...
at these lows down here at the 3.5 cents. If you want to take extra risk and add on.
There you go. We got M. Machuca asking about the Ledger X. That is the new ledger that's supposed to come out in March. Asking my opinion. I actually did a show on that here live where I did pre-order 2. Well, Nick, why'd you pre-order 2? If you got the extra funds, I would do it because then you always have a backup. Say yours breaks, you lose it, whatever. You have the backup ready to go. You can repropagate your 24-word phrase, and your cryptos are there. No panic for 2 weeks as you order another one from overseas or whatever it may be. It looks pretty impressive. The only complaint with the Ledger Nano S is, you can only have 4 cryptos on there at a time. Then you got to swap out wallets, and you might forget what you have. Ledger X is apparently going to have the capacity for 100 cryptocurrencies from the start, and they're striving for 125 cryptocurrencies after a couple firmware updates. It looks sleek, has a couple new features. It's also going to link. This is going to help mass adoption and utilization of cold storage cryptos. They're going to have an app on your phone. You're going to be able to link it with Bluetooth so you can carry around your Ledger Nano X. Hey, I need to buy a coffee. I can get on my Ledger Nano X wallet, spend that Bitcoin, and then boom, it's still on the Ledger Nano X. Cold storage is intact. So that is pretty awesome as well. Check it out. We do have a Ledger link in the description below if you are going to pre-order and you want to use that. I think we get about $5 back, and that helps keep the lights on. That helps keeps us being able to do these giveaways, crypto giveaways, book giveaways, course giveaways, whatever it may be. So we do appreciate anybody that uses any of our links in the description or anybody who sends any super chats or donations our way. We like to continue to give back to you guys. So that's my opinion. I like Ledger products, and I think the X is going to make it so much easier to use, so much easier to store, as everybody's portfolios has 10, 20 cryptos in it, and have it all in one place, safe and secure, and cold storage.
And ask Taj in this bitch. What up, Taj? Still probably a little bearish.
For what? He didn't say anything. He said you're gaining right recently.
He said
recently?
ETFs won't do anything, he says, until late 2020 or early 21.
Well, that would have to be a whole nother application then, because the timeline doesn't work for VanEck. So that'd have to be a whole new application of an ETF for that timeline to work. 2021, that is a long way away for no Bitcoin ETF. So we'll see what happens.
Nick's got him a babe, so he ain't gonna be out pumping these weights and shit.
No, it's that yacht life from being right, trading the opposite of S Taj. No, I'm just kidding, buddy.
That's funny.
Good to see you back in the show. I got one more news article we'll go over. We already did the giveaway, so let's talk about this. Bitcoin trading in Venezuela just hit an all-time high despite a 40% price premium.
Whoa.
Proof of concept for cryptocurrencies, and their citizens are starting to hang on to something. What can you hang on to? Well, we can hang on to Bitcoin, and they think they can use it globally to buy supplies, to buy whatever it may be. And maybe it's because, hey, they kind of have a socialism down there in the government, and maybe they're not trying to share with their neighbor anymore, and they're trying to accumulate their own little 401k pension plan here with Bitcoin. According to the data provided by Local Bitcoins, a peer-to-peer cryptocurrency trading platform, the weekly volume of Bitcoin in Venezuela achieved a new all-time high, even higher than that of when Bitcoin went to $19,000. That is probably out of need and necessity. Satoshi Nakamoto would probably be happy, as his vision for this global monetary system is really being proven here in Venezuela as people are flocking to that asset class. Measured in Bitcoin, the weekly volume of BTC to Venezuela Bolivar pair increased to 2,454 BTC. And US dollars, that is worth $8.95 million per week and $1.29 million per day. You might be like, well, that's not a huge number for a small country. You have to understand that their fiat currency has said, like 1,000,000% hyperinflation, something crazy, pretty much worthless. So they are trading out of this almost worthless fiat after they rode that entire bubble, and now they're trying to finally get in something that they find sound or fungible money here with Bitcoin. Matt Odell, a cryptocurrency researcher, said that the volume would be higher if the 40% premium in Venezuelan market is priced in. I mean, what is the 40% premium? That's got to be higher than Grayscale has ever achieved. Right. I mean, that is crazy. That means right now they're paying probably somewhere around $6,000-$7,000 per Bitcoin down in Venezuela after they just had hyperinflation on their own fiat currency. That is showing some faith. Well, here you go, right here. $8,975 for a Bitcoin down there. That is crazy. Amidst an intense economic recession and uncertainty in the country's government, the Venezuelan Bolivar has essentially become valueless, like we just talked about. In recent week, Venezuelans have turned to Bitcoin for hope, attempting to utilize the digital currency to simply purchase foods and necessities. Now, we also do know the cryptocurrency that has made a major push in this ecosystem. You had Digibyte, who helped out with some donations, but the one that is actually being integrated into stores, is paying for billboards, etc., is Dash. Now, I would like to look at some volume data in Venezuela for Dash, but I don't think there is a local Dash down there. But I think that is one that is trying to make a push. So if this ecosystem, this economy is really pushing into cryptos, I could see that Dash could also fall into the limelight there and garnish a little bit extra volume and price premium from there as well. Dash is one of those interesting ones that is trying to really solidify itself with the value proposition in the legal marijuana industry, which is starting to rapidly expand here in the United States. Legal marijuana will be coming to Missouri here shortly, who is already very crypto friendly. You know, we are always the first, like Robinhood and this new Voyager app that just launched. We are one of the first states to always have those. And it'll be interesting to see if Dash can capitalize on the growing, hunger for marijuana and legalization across the country and getting integrated into the point-of-sale systems to be a currency accepted on the state level by these dispensary owners moving forward. What you got, Todd? What you got going on?
I don't have much else, I guess.
Shout out to the 224 people watching. Let's smash up the like button, subscribe button, and don't forget to enter to win some Rapids by leaving a comment down below with that wallet address.
And we're going to run a quick disclaimer because, as you know, we're not right all the time like other channels say they are. So hold on one sec.
There is a high degree of risk involved in trading cryptocurrencies. Our thoughts and ideas are for entertainment purposes only. Please consult your personal advisor or do your own research.
That's good enough for me.
REI Group says, why don't they use a VPN to trade BTC cheaper as the rest of the world? Well, here's the reason why. They're using local Bitcoin, which is like a peer-to-peer kind of OTC deal. It's kind of like using Craigslist. There's no major exchange that has a boulevard to BTC conversion, number one. And then number two, I don't think they have access to any of these exchanges, like I just said. I mean, their bank accounts can't link up to a Coinbase down there. That's why they're using this local Bitcoins. Obviously, the people buying that are probably higher up in the government or have that technical capability where they get it off Coinbase, send it to their own wallet, and then sell it for a massive premium on the streets. But that is probably the reason why. I think the biggest problem is a lot of these individuals, they're sitting on boulevards, and they can't do anything with them. So they're trying to swap them for something. They can get BTC and go from there. Marco says Theta to BTC if possible, Todd. So if you want to pull that up. And then he says, what is Palm Beach Confidential been saying lately? Marcos, I cannot give out that information. A lot of paying customers out there. But if you want to know all the conversations going on with Palm Beach Confidential, that is part of the privilege of being a Patreon member in our private Discord. We do have a Palm Beach Confidential and a Palm Beach Trader section where I discuss the recent reports, the recent picks, my personal opinions, my buy up to prices, accompanied with Todd's charts from the charting software.
Let's bring me back the screen because Theta BTC is one we talked about in the Discord. And I think we talked about it on here, talking about it in the Discord.
Yeah, about a week ago would be right on that when we look like here. For another port blaster.
It's the same type of thing. Buy strong coins when you're bullish the general market. And we jumped over this resistance, kind of set here and back and filled and continued to take off. So that one, I would have to think, continues to subdivide higher. So I like that one, and should continue higher.
REI Group says it's just a beach club where everyone gets drunk secretly. There you go. Ricardo says, what do you think of ADA V-Chain for the next bull run? Do you think ADA could be $2 and VET could be 50 cents? I don't want to speculate on long-term price projections. Also, the distribution of the coins is going to look much different. So, I would have to look at their inflation rate to give market to kind of see what their weighted market capitalization might be in that time period. But I do believe both those coins are solid. On the recent dip, I did put a buy on VET over in our Discord, as well as here on the show a few days later, as you do have some passive income opportunities there. And I think Palm Beach Confidential might have that on their list for passive income coins. I don't have that list. I didn't want to pay the extra money. ADA as well. It's one of those turtles here in the ecosystem, not priding itself on hype, but priding itself on deliverables and development. I believe in Charles Hoskinson and IOHK. They will survive this ecosystem. I think when everything blows up, ADA will be up there, not in the 1 billion category, but possibly in one of those 1 trillion crypto projects moving forward as, obviously inflation will be still occurring and probably USD dollar valuation will go down, but I think it'll be in that top club moving forward over the next couple of years.
Now, Litecoin, GDX, the gold ETF, I think both of those look strong here. So, again, do your own research, but both those look like jumps, backups, etc. So let's try one more button.
Holy cow, the pork blaster is finally coming out to play.
I'm going to start bringing out some more blasters.
If you don't know what the pork blaster is, it's because you haven't been using it quite lately. Essentially, it's higher level consolidation after an upward move that's going to lead to another upthrust in price. We have an opportunity to scalp off some of those profits moving into US dollars, Bitcoin, or another favorite crypto. Somebody wants you to look at the DGB BTC or DGB USD chart if possible. DigiByte making a big push for this Digi assets, where they're actually going to kind of compete with Ethereum and allow assets to be built on the DigiByte blockchain. It does already have standard without the Constantinople hard fork. DigiByte does have higher throughput for as far as transactions and scalability there. So it will be interesting to see how they kind of merge over to that sector of being a protocol token. They're still going to be a transactional currency with their push that we've known for them being a UTXO, and they're also dabbling into the security sector with their DigiID, trying to be an alternative to the two-factor authentication to provide security using their blockchain technology. Now, that doesn't really drive value to the GGB token itself, but provides more legitimacy to the underlying cryptocurrency of that network.
DigiByte, the chart's here in front of us, because we talked, this weakness right here was a little bit suspect, and that's kind of continued. So, cheap coin probably could have a big rally here at some point, but again, if you're doing Wyckoff, which is what we're pushing here since we own the Wyckoff Original Institute, that's just one that I can't recommend live on air. You need to be long, strong coins. Short, weak ones.
Todd's not liking that coin, but that is one. I never say to go heavy in DigiByte at any given time, but I said if you have a couple Satoshis or some extra change laying around after you make a trade, that's usually where I throw it, where you can have a very small amount of Bitcoin, 0.0001, but still pick up a nice handful, 100, 200 DigiByte at a time, and just kind of let that thing ride and see what they can do with their development and marketing moving forward.
We will go back to Neo here. Bring back the screen again. Neo, that chart does look okay here. It looks like we did the 1, 2, or the AB, and we're showing some strength here last day or so. So I think that one could lead us higher. That one, and then Dash is acting a little bit better short term. That's a decent rally off of the 66 level. So I think that one looks okay as well here.
Be nice to see another rally up to around that $90 level into all that resistance.
That's right. I think we'd all.
I'm rich, bitch!
Well, that was a great show. We had some news. We had the giveaway. We had some technical analysis.
I'm going to show one more thing.
What else
We
you
haven't
got?
showed the course in a while, but, we own the Wyckoff Institute, wyckoffsmi.com, learncrypto.io. I'd still recommend purchasing the course. If you don't have enough money, just go to wyckoffsmi.com. Library, there's a ton of information in there. There's a lot of cheap books you can buy on Wyckoff as well. But I still think it's the only answer to trade these markets. So. And, we've been talking about the software forever. As I said, it is working. I need it working better, but the changes that the API guy just made is going to be a big deal. So if my developers can just get it working correctly now on my server, I think you're going to see much better buy sells out of us moving forward and a lot more activity. So I've been waiting 14 months for that. So
yeah, no doubt.
that's why I have gray hair and thinning, because it's been a pain in my ass.
Perfect. Thanks for tuning in. Shout out to our top donation, Hugo. Top super chat of Gary. Recent donation from Anthony Rosano. And a recent super chat from Jet. Appreciate all the love, my friends. And until next time, stay tuned for your weekly, daily, hourly updates on cryptocurrency, depending on how the market is acting, right here at Learn Crypto.
Buy Litecoin and GDX.
Boom, boom, boom. Buy it.
I'm
You heard it here
rich, bitch!
first.
I've got balls of steel.
Oh, hey, stay positive, pal. Most people, when they lose, they whine and quit. But you got to be there for the turns. Everybody's got good luck. Everybody's got bad luck. Don't run when you lose.
Play hard, play clean. Be careful out there.
We'll see you all again. Sleep tight.